So who's the coach of the Warriors now? If Kenny's no longer.
Patton?
Oh, Patton.
Yeah, I think he was his assistant coach. So he's the interim coach at the moment. He's not pleased, obviously, with his team. But see how Friday night they've got the Storm too.
Yep. Oh, great. Who are the Blues playing this weekend?
Who's who, sorry?
The Blues.
Otago at Eden Park. I'm going to go in with Dad.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Dad shut.
Are there many free tickets left?
Bro, there should be. Oh, actually, it sold out last week.
Sold out, yeah.
Yeah, Dad's got a season ticket, though.
Is he? Does he have that much faith in them?
Couple of season tickets.
Honestly, if the Taniwha we're playing, sorry, then I'd go.
Yeah, my cousin used to get me tickets for the Taniwha games.
Oh, you mean
when they're playing Auckland?
You didn't walk in like everyone else. I remember we turned up late one time they were playing North Harbour. Oh, a few years ago now. We turned up at halftime. Just walked straight in.
Oh, yeah, half time's all good.
Yeah. As everyone else is walking out. Oh, shucks. Shall we give it one more rotation and then we'll start, eh?
I can't see everything on here. On the phone, it's real different.
Have you got the share screen?
I can see your screen rotating.
Yeah. The stats look good, bro.
Yeah, it's a lot of business as usual. Those are the stats. I've got to get the report in. I wonder, I might have to go pick up my computer from Prana. I asked her to grab it. She hadn't left the office.
Oh, yeah.
I'll grab it from her later so I can finish that report.
And Alana should be on tonight too.
Oh, tonight or tomorrow? Because her thing was aimed at the leadership, I think.
To tell you the truth, I don't really know. Okay.
Marae one might be good for her.
Yeah, yeah. I'll make sure she's wearing a suit of armor.
Oh, actually, we're supposed to sound out with the Marae. She might have to wait till next week, till the next one.
Okay. That's us, bro. You want to open this up?
Are we on? Yep. Is there anyone here? I can't see who's here.
It's full. Trust me, bro. There's about a good 75 people.
No, that's not.
Why's my camera not working? Oh, that's right. Oops.
Bro, it's cold, eh?
I wouldn't know, bro. No, I can't feel any cold at all.
Hang on. Let me just. It's cold as, bro. What's our time? Is it 7 o'clock?
Yep. Start
okay. Okay, I'll start off. Kia inoi tātou. A kia tau iho ngā tauwhiratanga me ngā raupitanga o te wāhi ngaro ki rungi e tātou. Tātou no te mātātahi e pīkoko ana ki ngā tikanga o te ao Māori. Hei rahina tātou i roto i tō tātou nei whai. Ke whai te ara tika, te ara hauora ke panuku e ke tanguro haumi e hui e a tā ki e. Tēnā rā tātou katoa, tuatahi nei ka mihi atu ki a rātou. Kua wehe atu ki te pō. Kia whai whakaaro kātika ki tō tātou nei prihi mana. Tahi anō ka kuhuritia e tētahi taikino. Ki aia, ki tōna whānau, tōna hāpori, tōna whānau prihi mana nei, te mihi atu ki a rātou. Me ngā tini mate o tēnā o tātou. Puta noa i te rohe o Ngāti Whātua, o tira Aotearoa whānui. Nei ka mihi atu ki a rātou, kia haere atu rā. Hoki anō ki a tātou, ngā karangaranga maha, e taimā, e kuima, e koroma, e ngā rauranga tira. O tēnā pito, tēnei te mihi nui kia koutou katoa, nau piki mai, nau kaki mai ki tō tātou nei hui, a Zoom, ki te whakawhiti i ngā kōrero e pāna ki te rohe o Ngāti Whātua. No reira, tēnā koutou katoa. Ants.
Kia ora tātou whānau, kia tauri ki te wā, kia tuku ato tātou kōrero I tēnei pō. Nō reira kia tau te rangi Māori, kia tātou katoa. Kia ora whānau. I guess we'll get straight into it. And just to remind everyone, we're doing online Zooey lives once a month for now. And the other 3 weeks, we're going to do pre-recorded updates to whānau, so you can pick it up anytime. And these forums as well, we pre-record these and we put them up both on Facebook and YouTube as clips. So yeah, just to keep the information flowing. I think yeah, tonight will be pretty straightforward. Boyd will cover the Hauora kōrero and I'll cover the kōrero from the Runanga. And we'll go from there, bro.
Okay.
Yep.
Kia ora. Well, you all know there's some real tough goings on at the Warriors. So they've got a new coach as of on the weekend, after the weekend following a horrible loss. So we'll just spur a thought for Steve Kearney, our whanaunga from Taranaki. But other than that, the COVID situation, more cases are starting to come to light. All of them are at the border control and within the managed quarantine facility. So there's 11 active cases at the moment. There were 12 cases in the last fortnight, I guess, since the 16th, I think, of June, where their testing regime was called into question. All of those are at the border. All of those are under managed quarantine. And there has been no evidence of any community spread so far. So what we really want to convey is that there's no community transmission. There were, I think there was 49 out of 55 whānau who were granted compassionate leave were done so without having a test done. And then there was I think there was over 2,000 people that have been released without having any tests done from their quarantine. The key feature of the quarantine is the 14-day isolation. And that's international standard of ensuring that if whānau do have the COVID, if they start to display symptoms, then they would have been tested. Those that were released without being tested, we have been assured by the Ministry of Health that they displayed no symptoms and therefore there was no test done. They've ramped that up now. Everyone who returns to this country from now on, or from I think the 16th of June, where they were found wanting a little bit with their processes, everyone will now be tested on day 3, around day 3 of their arrival. So when they arrive into the country, they were placed into quarantine immediately. And then around day 3, they will be tested. Now they will stay in their quarantine and they get tested again on around day 12. I think it's day 12 or day 13, and with the test result to be ready on the day prior to their when they're able to leave, which is day 14. So they're still doing the 14 days quarantine. They're doing 2 lots of tests. And from there, if they return a negative test, they will stay in quarantine until they are symptom-free and return a negative test. So they are working really hard on the border. There was a slip-up with 2 whānau who were allowed to travel the length of the country. But other than that, there's been no evidence of community spread. There was some vast and heavy community contact tracing done from those 2 sisters that went to a huimate. And there's been found to be no community spread as a result. There's been kōrero of whānau who were released up to the Taitokero, and they have subsequently been communicated with, and I believe they've been tested and they've been contact tracing, and there's been still no community transfer found. We really wanted to get that message across because 2 days ago, the media and the opposition and the government have played a pretty bad hand in scaremongering, I guess. And on what was yesterday? Tuesday, I think on the Monday or Tuesday, the community assessment based centre in Waipareira, Henderson, did the most tests that they've ever done. And that was despite these whānau got tested, they hadn't returned from overseas, they hadn't been exposed to anybody from overseas, so they didn't fit a case definition at the time. But because of the media and because of the scaremongering done from the opposition, that led to a lot of people, a high anxiety in the community. And we just want to, from all the accounts that we've had from the Ministry of Health, from the district health boards of both of Auckland, Waitemata and Northland DHB, there's no community spread. They are still doing extensive testing in the community, and they've done testing around people, all the whānau who have been released from their quarantine, and there's still found to be no community spread. If they do, then we will change our tune on these, and we might have to start updating every week again. But at the moment, there's no community spread, and I really want people to take that on board to ease some anxiety amongst some of our whānau who aren't looking forward to if we have to go back down to alert level 4. That's around COVID. We are still doing as much as we can in terms of making our phone calls when we can, keeping in touch with whānau, delivering hygiene packs. We were very fortunate to have some delicious pork that we were able to deliver to our whānau. So much so that we had too much, I had to take a box up to Hokianga because Ngāti Whātua couldn't eat it all. So from Te Hukatu and Whirinaki, nei te mihi atu kia koutou e Ngāti Whātua. So we are still, and we're utilising our hygiene packs, our kai packs, as an opportunity to engage with our whānau and get eyes on with our whānau when we can. Everyone should be aware we're down at alert level 1. We still encourage safe distancing, safe hygiene practices, coughing into your elbow, sneezing into your elbow, and if you have any symptoms, please stay home and don't go to large gatherings. Hui mate have recommenced at many marae, and some marae have chosen not to recommence them at this stage. Kei a rātou te tikanga. Kei a koutou te tikanga. But even if we do hold hui mate, we are still asking our whānau to hold on to those safe practices. And one of the things we really don't want to stop, whether there is COVID in the country or not, is people washing their hands, especially after the wharepaku. So that's an update from me. We've still got a lot of mahi that we need to do in terms of staying in touch with our whānau. We are going to tomorrow be speaking about, with my management team, a bit more about how we get that into place to make sure we've got a dedicated team to phoning our whānau up. We will also have a further look at discussions around immunisations, and if there are any people who haven't been immunised that need to be immunised, and how we can reach into them. And these are discussions we're having not just amongst ourselves, but also amongst other providers or other health organisations, I should say, who have so far don't have the same reach that we do into pockets of our community. That's around the health stuff. I think that's it for now. If I think of anything, I'll jump in. I can't see the chat because I'm on my phone because I cleverly left my computer in the office, which means that Anthony will have to answer all the questions so far if there's any in the chat. But I'll pass it back to you, Anthony. If I think of anything, I'll jump in.
All good. Hey, hey everyone, just to remind you all that it's my job to make sure that Boyd and the Te Hā unit have the resources needed so they can do their job properly. So it's really important. If anything happens out there, and I get all the time, you know, such and such didn't get any hygiene packs, for example. It's really important to just to ring the 800 number and to get the message through. It's not always going to be perfect, but at this stage, you know, we've had a really high success rate.
Just got a manuhiri.
Not only, get that guy. We've had a high success rate, not only in service delivery, but making sure we get as much coverage as we can. We know we can't be everywhere, so, you know, we have been working with Te Hauora, Te Uriahau Tangata Services, the South Kaipara Marae and Tāmaki health providers. So, again, the idea of keeping everything within the clusters, the hubs, the cells, whatever you want to call it, has worked to a large degree. You know, and again, I have to reiterate the low or no cases on the kaipara. And, you know, that's a testament to some of the work that everyone's been doing and just rolling the sleeves up. So that's number one. Number two, now that we go into post-COVID, I think we've talked about shovel-ready jobs, shovel-ready initiatives, post-COVID economic recovery. And that's really important. If you're keeping an eye on the papers, and I'm just reading the latest Treasury report, you know, we've got a large number of whānau who had jobs and have subsequently lost their employment over COVID-19. A lot of businesses are scaling back. So, the job seeker growth is rising. So that means, we need to be more aware of what's happening out there in regards to employment and also training. So, like we've said before, there's opportunities to enter the health sector and work in either health or social services, and to do some qualifications and some study as well to get into those sectors. At this stage, the health sector is going to be very large. We've got an older population that is getting older, and we've got a small, younger population. So you can see the economies of scale there. The other thing I think as whānau we need to understand, and it's really important to know what the official cash rate with the Reserve Bank is. At the moment, Reserve Bank are going to keep the OCR, or the official cash rate, at 0.25%. What that means is it's keeping down taxes. To put it simply, it's keeping everything down. So keeping interest rates as low as possible for as long as possible, so there's money for us to spend. If we buy and we keep on buying within the country and keep our money inshore, we're able to look after us, to keep each other safe and look after ourselves. And that's where this current government is looking to. So as a fallback position, at the Runanga, we are looking into initiatives that support this, and to make sure that our whānau get jobs or get into study for employment. That's really important. And again, it's going to take time. We've been working with a number of different organisations, etc. And I think it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to happen over a long period of time. But now's the time that we've started getting ourselves organised and putting things together. The next thing I want to talk about tonight mainly is next week. We will be opening up communications for the elections for the Runanga. And this is really important. I guess a lot of you would have seen the work that Te Ha's done over the last, let's be honest, 6 months now. I think mid-March when, COVID, we went into lockdown for COVID, but we were advised, in February, late February, about what was happening. So it's been a very long time. And, the Runanga is going through a number of changes, as with every other organisation. We are all tightening our belts. So, there's going to be a lot of comms coming out next week, and just making sure that whānau are included. We'll have comms as well around registering for the Runanga and making sure that you're on the registration list. And we'll also have comms around those that want to nominate whānau to be on the board. So all of that is coming as well. On top of that, it gets better. Don't forget, we've got the country elections coming up in September. That's going to be really important as well. It'll pretty much show us how the next 3 years are going to go, depending on if it's a red government or blue government. It doesn't really what colour the government is. It matters on what they do for the people. And it also matters on how well they do things for whānau as well. So that's coming up. There's a whole lot of things coming in the next 3 to 5 months that everyone needs to be aware of. Our job is to make sure that we get the information out there and we communicate as best we can to keep you guys informed. That's pretty much it from me tonight. I guess the last thing I'll leave you with is our focus, or the Runanga focus, is really coming back now to marae. We've been focusing on whānau, the hubs, the cells, the clusters, and keeping everyone safe. And you would have noticed that a lot of those hubs were centered around marae. That wasn't by accident, it was by design. So our focus for the next few months will be making sure that our marae are supported. And if they're not, we're trying to see what we can do where we can. So keep in touch with your marae. There are a lot of cool things happening. Your marae could be part of the new Spark initiative to get free Wi-Fi on marae. Your marae could also be part of the program to have free Zoom accounts, which means that your marae has the capability to Zoom to everyone instead of everyone turning up to a marae meeting. Your marae could also be part of the MSD TPK special funding. So keep in touch with your marae. There are a crap load of marae Facebook pages out there. Stay in touch, stay connected. and keep an eye on what's happening over the next 3 to 5 months. So that's pretty much it for me, bro. There are no questions. I mean, I'm very happy. Now, sign all the photo up. I don't know. There's something in the water out the end of that road. I'm not too sure what's up, but nah, all good. All the all signed up. We'll make sure they're last on the list.
Yeah, as Ian said, if you stay in touch with the marae, I'm trying to send out job opportunities that I get in Tamaki, Kaipara Tāgavu, Whangarei. I'm trying to send those out to the marae and asking them to circulate with our whānau, because we realise that there's a heap of employment that needs to be found for our whānau. And also, as marae start returning into operations, please phone Te Ha. We have our suppliers at our different sites that we can race out to whoever we need to race it out to. We've raced out a few to the wrong address and the wrong people in the last couple of weeks, but it's all good. We've got packs galore. It's like Oprah Winfrey with our hygiene packs. Pack for you, a pack for you, and a pack for you. And the last one is we've historically had a public health contract that is focused on, that is focused on major health issues for Māori, which is around alcohol use, tobacco use, healthy activity and nutrition. We're also historically just being based in the Auckland region with our public health efforts. We've expanded that to include the rohe of Ngāti Whātua. So we'll be utilising some of our team just to find out, because we do realise that while a lot of the focus will be on housing, employment, mental health, there are other issues that we can support the community with around submissions for local council that might be occurring, and submissions for central government as well that affect all our whānau hapu and iwi within the rohe. Aside from that, I don't have anything else that I needed to add. Oh, if community spread, if community spread is detected, if the alert levels are adjusted, I'm confident that we won't. But if they do, Anthony and I, we have a very agile workforce, as we discovered, and we relied heavily on that agility to service our whānau and our people, but we will be doing the same. I really just, finally though, really wanted to ease any anxiety there is amongst the whānau and the hapu, that there is no community spread that has been detected. And I think on Monday or Sunday or Monday, they had their record number of tests done per day. So they are still testing thoroughly. We still have testing capability within our services. If whānau have symptoms and want to get tested, you are able to go and get a referral to get tested. And people who do the test have been instructed that if people have high anxiety and are really upset and really won't come down without a test, then they'll be told to test people. So we really we're not just managing the virus, we're managing all the anxiety and all the other activity that happens around this pandemic. We want to ensure that we look after our whānau, their anxiety levels, if they have the COVID-19, and also just other mental health and well-being as well. Aside from that, it's me, Ants.
It's me too. Have a lovely night. Yeah, like I said, 3 out of the 4 weeks, we're going to have pre-recorded updates with whānau. Again, you can always email us anytime. You've got Boyd's phone number, so it's all good. And then once a month, at the end of the month, for the last Wednesday of each month, we'll do an online update as well, live. We'll keep that going for as long as we need to, and try and just keep everyone in the loop. I think that's the key thing right now, is just to make sure you're in the loop. Any questions we can answer. If there's any issues, you know that Te Ha's here, the Runanga's here. Aye, that's us.
That's right.
Te whakamutunga te hui tēnei pō. Kia noi tātou. Ai te maanga ai ngani pono te tuku tōre tapu. Kia tatu mai no kete, kei wainganui hei tātere ngā kupu katoa. Me whakautika mai o tātou matunu i te rangi. Te matua te tama, te waroa tapu. Me ngāni hira pono, me te maanga ai. Kia ora tātou whānau. Hei ko nei rā.
What did I...